Cardano DeFi is in a very ready spot for this bull run. Now, I think I think everyone's saying that the market can continue to go down in September, but towards the end of this year and at the very beginning of next year, Cardano, altcoins, and then native tokens on those chains, such as Cardano, are going to have their moment, their time to shine in this cycle. And so, with that being said, here are 7 Cardano native tokens or 7 Cardano altcoins that I'm watching. And there's 3 big questions I want you to think about while we're discussing what tokens I'm watching. Some of them I'm invested in, some of them I'm not invested in, but I would like to maybe take an investment in it if the price is right, given like what I determine I think is a right price for it. But there's 3 major questions I want you to think about while we discuss these projects is, why am I watching them? What is fueling me to watch them? And what you'll notice that a lot of them have very similar features. So why am I watching them and what are those features? Second, what makes them unique? Again, a lot of them are unique for the same reasons, but what makes them unique in the broader range of crypto assets? I like Cardano, so that's why we're looking at Cardano, but you can easily do this same idea across Solana or AVAX or BNB or Ethereum. Any chain, these are fundamental ideas that can be applied anywhere. So why am I watching them? What makes them unique? And then what am I going to do, or what are my hesitations about them? And I'll try and explain that for each token, what I think about it, why I'm invested in it, or what I think about it and why I'm not invested into it yet, but why I might. The first token on this list I've talked about quite a bit is Hunt. It is the Dex Hunter protocol. It's a Dex aggregator on Cardano, and basically what it does is it's the Hunt token, and basically what the protocol does is aggregate all the dexes on Cardano. So when you make a trade on Dex Hunter, it will find you the best way, the best dex, the best path to get you the most tokens, most native tokens for your ADA. The reason I'm in Hunt is a couple things. One, it is lower than a $50 million market cap. Well, to start, the reason I'm initially in Hunt is that it's the only way that I trade on Cardano these days. So 2 or 3 years ago on Cardano, I used specific dexes. I would use MinSwap and I would use MuesliSwap. Today, I never go to MinSwap. I never go to MuesliSwap. And so because of that, I've taken MinSwap and MuesliSwap off of my investment radar. They're still great projects, and Dex Hunter needs them to survive, but I only do trades on Dex Hunter, and I only use Dex Hunter to make all the swaps that I do, all the investments that I do. So because of that, in my logic, why would I go invest into a Dex I'm not using? I only invest in Hunt because it's the only DEX that I use to trade or invest in Cardano tokens. That's the base fundamental reason why I'm in the project. Now, as far as the more tokenomic reason why I'm in the project is that Hunt is lower than a $50 million market cap. I think that gives it potential to have an upside of, at the maximum, a 100x, maybe more realistically like a 50 or a 70x or something like that. But in order to achieve a 100x, I think Cardano could go to $300 to $400 billion market cap. We could see it do what Ethereum did last cycle in 2021. So that's kind of my goal for Cardano this cycle. And then because of that, I think, okay, well, if Cardano's $300 or $400 billion for a total market cap, then things like DEXs, lending protocols, cloud storage solutions could get to $1 billion or $5 billion, maximum $10 billion market cap. And so I'm trying to be more realistic with my assumptions and with my guesses and my investments. And so because of that, I want something that's lower than a $50 million market cap so that it doesn't have to get into crazy high billion-dollar valuations to do a 100x or have the potential to do a 100x. So Hunt has that potential. The market cap is low enough. I think it's like, if I remember right, I think it's around 10 million ADA market cap, if I'm remembering that right, or a $10 million market cap. I don't remember 100%, but it's around $10 million market cap. And because of that, it has significant potential to go upwards, right? And so then after the market cap, we also have liquidity. A majority of the Hunt tokens are out in circulation. And during this kind of preemptive bull market scenario, when the tokens are in circulation, it gives adequate time to put the tokens into the hands of people who will do the right thing with them or hold them or who want them for the investment potential, right? When you're dumping liquidity, when liquidity is not released and you're dumping circulating supply in a bull market, it's like, where do these tokens go? Or in a bear market, you just see price crash. So I like the fact that Hunt has a lot of the supply circulating. I think it's around 70 or 80%. Again, I don't remember all the numbers exactly, but it has a lot of tokens in circulation, which to me means no increased circulation, no dumping of Hunt tokens, and no major changes. Like the market gets to decide the price without an external factor, interrupting. And so we can look at charts, we can look at utility, we can look at what the product is doing, and then make an accurate assessment without some crazy token circulation ruining it all. The second token on my list is going to be IAG. It's the token for the Iagon protocol. And basically, Iagon is a decentralized storage solution on Cardano. A lot of good things with IAG. I like it because it's unique. Everybody loves a cloud-based storage solution, DePIN narrative. And I think Cardano has a few really good DePIN narratives, but IAG is definitely one of the most solidified and long-lasting decentralized storage solutions on Cardano. It's been around the longest. It probably has some of the most users, and it's been going through some updates and adding more features. But overall, I like what Iagon has. I like what the community says about IAG, and I like the current backing of IAG. They have a very strong supportive network, and they're offering a solution that crypto will need. If Cardano succeeds, they're going to need decentralized storage solutions. So I think, in my opinion, I want a DEX, I want a cloud-based decentralized storage solution, and I want a lending protocol. So IAG is probably one of the larger, better, branded, and has good lasting power versions of that on Cardano. Again, with IAG, it is lower than a $50 million market cap. I think it's about 66 million ADA market cap. And so when you translate that, that's like a $30 million market cap or something. That still could have potential to do its little 100x. I don't really care if all these projects do 100x or not, but IAG is closer to the $50 million market cap, but I do think it has, again, more potential to do a 100x because of that. Now, again, with IAG, there's some negatives, not really negatives, but just things to look out for, is that their distribution of IAG is going to people who supply storage to the network or run a node, basically. And so over the long term, a lot of IAG is going to be released into circulation. It doesn't affect me if I hold IAG for less than a year, which is what I plan to do. I plan to hold it until like 2025 sometime and then sell it. But if you're going to hold this for 5 years, you really need to run a node because you need to get IAG as a rewards because they have a lot of circulating supply to get through. With IAG, I think it has good branding, it has good market dominance, it has good positioning. There are some other DePIN players we're going to talk about in this video that are coming to the rises and starting to compete with IAG, but IAG was definitely one of the first decentralized storage narratives on Cardano. It definitely has some of the most users and most dedicated user bases. And because of that, I think it's a good project. The team knows what they're doing. They're adding certain features. The only thing that you need to look out for in IAG is how long are you going to hold the token? For me, not super long, less than a cycle or less than a year, right? I invest cycle by cycle, basically. And so the inflation of the token is not really going to hurt me long term. Second, I think some of these new DePIN projects are going to be gunning for larger players like IAG, much like 2 years ago, MinSwap and MuesliSwap and were the best DEXs out there. Now we have DEX aggregators coming and kind of taking the punch from those DEXs. So that's something to watch out for IAG, but IAG currently is a portion of my portfolio. When we get into later tokens in this video, we're going to talk about some other DePIN projects, but IAG, good project. It's something I'm definitely watching, and I currently hold IAG. I forgot to also mention that with Hunt and with IAG, both have significantly retraced from their all-time highs. If you believe in a project and you think it's a good buy and it retraces like that, I personally wait for the retrace to buy in, but I've seen what people have invested in 2023 when we kind of had that mini Cardano bull market in the DeFi summer of 2023 when SNEC was born, right? In that time, I saw IAG do well, I saw Hunt do well, and now they've retraced. And so in my opinion, I think that they're good buys based on the fundamentals we talked about, the tokenomics we talked about, and the chart. So it's got to be the combo for me. But look at those charts. They're both down on their price, and they're off of their all-time high at good retracement levels. So that's another reason why I am watching them. Now, the third token on this list is going to be NVL. It's Nuvola Digital. And this is one of the projects that I would consider trading all of my IAG for, and that's one of the things I have been considering over the past 2 weeks, basically. Nuvola Digital is a DePIN reward aggregator, basically. And so you have projects like IAG, you have projects like World Mobile Token, you have projects like Cornucopia's Game. All of them they're all DePIN projects, basically, or telecommunications or infrastructure projects, and they provide rewards to people who run nodes or run computers on their game, for their game or for their project, right? You run a WMT node, you run a Copy node, you run an IAG node, you get rewards in that native currency. For people like me, it's hard to run those nodes. I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the money to buy the computer, I don't have all this stuff. I live in an apartment. I don't have the ability to control the internet and keep the node running, right? And so there's all these things that retail people just can't do. And so if you can't run an IAG node or you can't run a WMT node, but you want to, you can simply buy NVL and they will run the node for you. They buy 100,000 nodes, right? 100,000 computers, and they run 10,000 WMT nodes, 10,000 IAG nodes, 10,000 Copy nodes, and you get rewards, and they share their rewards with their token holders. So NVL is basically like Dex Hunter. Dex Hunter aggregates dexes. NVL aggregates DePIN projects. And so this idea to me is very interesting. Should I trade all my IAG for NVL because of this? NVL has a great use case. The token has great utility. I believe 70% of the tokens are in circulation, so there's no big dumping happening. All the dumping that happens is because they're selling out of the treasury to fund more nodes, right, to earn more rewards. And any NVL you buy today is leveraging rewards that come in the future. So this is a very interesting concept. I've been considering selling my IAG for NVL because as a retail investor, I want to minimize as much risk as possible. So with Dex Hunter, I get access to all of the dexes, right? All the dexes success in my hunt token. With NVL, do I get all of the access to IAG and WMT and Minutes Network and Copy Network? Do I get access to all of their success through just NVL? That's one of the questions I'm asking myself. And if I decide to trade my IAG for NVL, that would be the reason why. The major reason also why I'm hesitant to trade currently is IAG has pulled back on the chart and NVL has not. I'm been waiting and watching over the weeks to see, will NVL pull back on price? Will it retrace? Will I get a better buying opportunity? I'm okay to wait it out if it does not and then invest further. NVL is currently at like a $10 million market cap as well, something like that. It's not super high. It has 100x potential, right? Because that would be $1 billion market cap in the bull run. So another good project that I'm watching. The fourth project on this list is going to be our first lending protocol. You know, I think it's great to have a diversification of native tokens on Cardano in Cardano. So a DEX, a lending protocol, a cloud-based or a node-based, a DePIN project, right? And so my lending protocol pick is LendFi. I've been very vocal that LendFi is one of my favorite lending protocols in Cardano for a couple of reasons. One, the price is down. Well, to start with the fundamentals. The fundamentals of LendFi are exactly what I want in a lending protocol. They have both peer-to-peer lending options and P2P pool lending options, basically pooled lending. And the way that they do their pooled lending, it makes it so that every pool is owned by a different owner, and if one pool gets hacked, the whole system is decentralized, and one pool being hacked will not affect the other pools in the ecosystem. So I think LendFi has a very unique use case that no other lending protocol in Cardano is doing. They're highly decentralized up to the pool level. So if one pool gets hacked and goes down, all the other pools are fine. It's very interesting to me. I also think that LendFi version 3 coming out here now that we have the Chang fork done, LendFi version 3 is going to come out, and they're going to combine pooled lending and P2P into one platform on their new LendFi platform. So very exciting stuff from them from a fundamental use case perspective. I think lending on Cardano is very important, and I think it will be very important as people make more money in the bull run. What also excites me about LendFi is the tokenomics. They have now people always say like with these lending protocols, like what's the utility? The utility is like, okay, right? You can lend, you can govern, you can decide what's on the project. Those are great things. But as far as the circulating supply, they have the majority of the tokens released. And then what tokens are not released, they're simply putting back into the treasury to fund more development. LendFi is also running a very lean team. They only have about 3 or 4 members, and from what I've heard in the Discord, they're operating at under around a $10,000 budget a month, or at a $10,000 budget a month. So it makes them lean, makes them efficient, and still makes them very scalable. And all the money in the treasury can fund them for quite a while as we wait for things like rewards to build up into their treasuries, into their deposits to fuel bigger and better things. The LendFi token is also, or the market cap of the project is also only about $7 million currently. So 7 million, 70 million, 700 million. You can see where the 100x is definitely possible. So that really excites me about the project as well. Furthermore, LendFi again has retraced against its all-time high in 2023 again against ADA. I have looked at a lot of the lending protocols on Cardano. People always ask me, well, why do you like LendFi? Why don't you like Indy? Why don't you like Fluid tokens? Why don't you like Liquid? And I would say, well, I just want to be a DeFi guy who has tokens and wants to lend them. Fluid tokens is mostly for NFTs, so that's out of the picture for me. Indy is mostly for synthetics. It does do collateralized debt positions, but the core product is a synthetic protocol, right? Getting Bitcoin, getting Ethereum, getting IUSD onto the chain. So they're still not specifically lending focused. So they're out of the picture for me. When we focus just on lending abilities, pure lending abilities, now we're down to LendFi and Liquid. And I would say Liquid and LendFi are very, very close. Liquid is much more like Aave on Ethereum, to where it's traditional pooled lending. So the whole protocol is not decentralized by a pool basis. I think both have very similar circulating supplies, and the fact that like a lot of the tokens are released. I know Liquid went through a very big period of token releasing, but I think that's resolved now. The only difference majorly is kind of like, what do you prefer? And I prefer LendFi, other people will prefer Liquid, but Liquid is going to be more traditional, like pooled lending, where the protocol is decentralized, but the pools are not, compared to LendFi, which has decentralized pools and a decentralized protocol. There's also different rates for different tokens that you want on Liquid or on LendFi. So it just depends on what token you want to borrow or lend and which protocol is best for you. Also, for the tokenomics, LendFi has like a little bit more holders, maybe like 12,000 holders, compared to Liquid's like 9,000 holders of the project. So just something to consider. I like LendFi, that's why I like it, and I've done quite a bit of research and re-research over the years trying to figure out why I like LendFi the most, and those are basically the reasons. The fifth project on this list is going to be Dedi. It is actually a brand new project, another competitor to IAG, kind of in this cloud computing space. IAG is more decentralized storage. Dedi is more cloud computation of GPUs for rendering or machine learning or AI or LLM. But Dedi is basically, you can either run GPUs and provide them to the ecosystem and earn rewards, or if you're like a big company who does like AI or ChatGPT or machine learning or LLM, you can rent GPUs from them in a decentralized way and then use that to build your business. So Dedi is a computational storage rendering business, or high intensity GPU business, where people can delegate a GPU and earn rewards, or companies can borrow GPUs in order to do things that they want to do. What I like about Dedi is it's new. They had their pre-sale, price came down, right? Price is coming down right now, but they are a newer project, and they're only about, I want to say, like a $6 million market cap. So lots of upside potential if people are buying into this narrative. Now, I haven't done a ton of research on Dedi. I think it's something to watch just because of how low the price is and what it's doing and kind of the narrative it's in. I think people love these cloud computational storage things. They love machine learning. They love AI. It's definitely something that's coming in our future. And so is there value in this on Cardano? That's one of the questions you have to ask yourself. I would buy Dedi simply with just a little bit of ADA, like 1,000 ADA, just for the risk, just for the fun of it, just to kind of get that access to that potential upside. I think IAG and NVL are much more solidified projects in the ecosystem with a lot more use cases. But Dedi is like, they have some cool partnerships with Hawaii and this other, like, I don't remember the name of it, but some other AI company already. And so that's very exciting. It's exciting because it's new and not a lot of people are paying attention to it. And it has major potential to the upside if it catches. Will the narrative be there? That's the question. Major thing I would want to know about Dedi is, well, the major thing you should watch out for with Dedi is, again, a lot of token circulation hasn't come out yet because they're a node reward provider, just like World Mobile Token, like IAG, like Cornucopias, like Dedi. They're all providing these rewards to people who give computers for the ecosystem, and that just takes a long time, right? They have these very long vesting times for tokens. So with Dedi, there's a lot of tokens that are not released yet. So another thing to watch out for. But the big question with Dedi is it's just a new project. Not really sure how many people are using it yet. A lot of people are just speculating on it, and that's what I would be doing too. So I don't own Dedi. I was kind of watching to see if the price would go down, and if price goes down to a spot I'm comfortable with, I might buy just for the short-term potential upside over the next couple of months. Project number 6 on our list is going to be SNEC, the biggest and best meme coin on Cardano. And I think SNEC is just interesting because of what it did for Cardano and what it's known for and how it is the biggest and best meme coin in Cardano. A lot of people want exposure to meme coins, and SNEC is probably a really good version of that. I don't really have too much to say about it. The thing about SNEC is it is a larger market cap project. So I don't know if it can exactly do a 100x, right? I mean, some people will argue with me and say, yeah, it will do a 100x. It's the biggest meme coin on Cardano. Have you seen what other meme coins have done? Like Doge got to 15 billion or 16 billion, right? But we don't ever know. And at the end of the day, the thing about meme coins for me is like, what do we do with them? What do they do? I know SNEC has a brand and it has a business with SNEC Energy and stuff. That's all very enticing compared to other meme coins that literally do nothing. But at the end of the day, I'm still not so certain on meme coins. I think if SNEC was like, I think I just watch it because I like it, but I don't ever feel comfortable buying it. So SNEC is another thing I'm actively watching. I think it's always something I will watch, but I just don't know. The seventh project in this list is another meme coin, Nike. The reason that Nike's on this list is I think it's about like $1 million market cap right now, and it has had a massive retracement on price, And to me, it looks like the chart could be flipping around over the next couple of weeks, and that makes me very interested. I will never shy away from getting some profit every now and again, right? I think meme coins do have this ability to have multiple narratives over and over and over again and kind of like resurge. Like SNEC did great, and then it had a massive retracement, and then it resurged from the dead, right? So will Nike do the same? That's what I'm trying to look at myself and consider. But I do like the fact that it's Charles Hoskinson's pet. It has this major brand. It has this major movement behind it. And it's like the best meme coins are Cardano, are SNEC, and Nike. So I'm watching Nike definitely, but I want to see it kind of get above certain levels, get above a moving average, get a reversal on its trend before I make an investment. With Nike, I would also still not invest a lot of money. It'd just be kind of like this little quick flip or little quick risk play. I understand the risk that's involved, and it's just something that interests me. I think things that do really well in crypto oftentimes get undervalued when media goes away and when hype goes away. And when it gets undervalued, you have a potential or an opportunity to invest and to make a lot of money off of them. And so because of that, I'm watching Nike. I think it's a great meme coin. Again, at the end of the day, I don't really know what you do with meme coins besides just make profit and sell it to the next person. But yeah, I mean, Nike is something I'm watching just because it's so undervalued compared to where its all-time high was. So those are my 7 projects I'm watching in Cardano currently. Cardano altcoins that have my interest. Some of them I'm invested in, some of them I'm not, probably about 50-50. But the reason I'm watching a lot of them is they're under $50 million market cap. So they have the potential to 100x. That's a big deal for me. They also have a lot of the tokens circulating in supply. Or if they don't, like IAG, like Dedi, if they don't have a lot of tokens in circulating supply, they're not going to release that supply very quickly. It's usually for node operations and node rewards, which take 20, 40, 50 years, something like that. So the inflation that's going to happen is not going to affect me over the next 12 months and my investment. The thing that makes a lot of these projects unique is that they have a combination of really good fundamentals, really good idea and use case, and a reason to be around. They also have really good tokenomics for the retail investor. Lots of circulating supply, lower market caps, or like good price points to buy into or good charts to buy into, lots of liquidity released, and then lots of the tokens given to retail investors, right? Either via pre-sale or through just like distribution, right? So they have good tokenomics in my opinion for what I look for and good token use cases. Then lastly, the chart is showing me that they're at an optimal price to buy. The way that I determine optimal price is like in 2023, they were all the hype, they were all the rage, everybody loved it, but what's going on now? Why is it down on price? Not much has changed. We're kind of just in this weird cycle where things going back and forth. And I think if something did really well in 2023 in that DeFi summer, that the same thing will happen in 2025. People are very emotional in this space. They're very news heavy, media heavy, hype heavy, influencer heavy. And so because of that, I think a lot of these assets are getting underpriced compared to where they will be in 2025. So I think it's the combination of the fundamentals, the tokenomics, and the current chart and where the price is relative to where it was or where it should be or where it could be, right? And so that has me very interested. My hesitations on some of these projects are like will NVL be a better retail investment than IAG, right? Does it pose less risk? Does it have better future opportunity? And what are people going to think as they come into Cardano over the next year? What are they going to invest in, and how do I pivot to that? That's kind of my hesitations and considerations. With meme coins, it's just, I don't know. It's always something I'm watching out for. It's always something I'm hesitant about. But with the DeFi utility projects, I want to be in the best retail scenario, and I want to think like, what is retail going to buy? And I want to buy that now so I can sell it to them in 12 months. Let me know in the comments if you agree with those 7 projects I am watching, if you think that they're good projects, or if you would add any other projects down in the list, if there's any I'm missing. Also, we got a new free training down in the description called Mind Over Market. Stress hinders profit. This is one of the biggest things I hear about in my DMs and in my YouTube comments is people just don't know what to do, or they get very stressed, anxious, fearful in markets, and they're not really sure what to do, or they lack confidence in a plan and stuff like that. So I built this free training. Definitely check it out in the description. Take the training. It's free, and I hope it opens some of your ideas to how I've come to control my emotions in crypto, how you can build a plan, how you can have a strategy, how you can do all these things to invest without stress, do less, make more. If that interests you, check it out down in the description. Absolutely free. I'm sure you're going to love it. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one.